But when it come to making moves, I'm telling y'all this because I'm getting ready. I'm doing some, album shit, right? But for the ones that want to know, this album number 12, Rose, how are you always so confident when it come to your business? Because it go the way I wanted to go. My album come out, I'm already paid before the album come out. It's Rose. I don't know when them niggas sit on them podcasts doing all them little deals, I don't know what little niggas y'all talking to. The industry has changed, and guess what? As a boss, you put the number up there. This is what we gonna do, just to do business with me. I've sold records, nigga, for the last 20 years. You know what I do, not just for myself, but the entire brand. Rose paid. I pray y'all niggas get paid before the album come out, nigga, because when you put the album together, that's the work.
Ross is now losing his mind after his brand new album flopped.
I never even know when my shit was first. I didn't even care about that. Reaction come from the streets.
Yeah, in the streets. Look.
Yeah.
As you guys just saw, Rick Ross is currently on interviews trying to cope with the fact that his brand new album flopped, saying that numbers don't matter and that he only cares about reactions coming from the streets. Now, for those of you guys that don't know the context, Rick Ross ended up dropping an album over a week ago that completely flopped, with it only earning 1.8 million streams on its first day on Spotify. To put into perspective how bad this album did, Drake's song Janice STFU off of Iceman that dropped 2 months ago is doing around 9 million streams per day. And Drake's dominance over Rick Ross doesn't look like it is going to be stopping anytime soon as well, because currently on Kalashi, he currently has a 76% chance of being the top artist this year on Spotify alone, which is absolutely insane.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
Moments ago, 50 Cent reacts to the reports of Rick Ross selling 2,000 copies of his latest album, Set in Stone, on its first day of release. That's right, y'all. 50 wasted no time reacting to the reports of Rick Ross generating about 1.38 million Spotify streams. Okay, now, of course, this was on the first day of its release. And moments ago, 50 made a series of posts, okay? In his first post, he says, I just saw your record sales. LOL. 2,000? What the F? You had 20 features and it didn't help. All right, now, pack it up. It's over, officer. Get your bum juice and your wings and get the F up out of here. All right, now, of course, when it comes to Rick Ross, he's been sending shots at 50 lately. Recently, he was seen sitting down with Dion Cole, speaking on 50's baby mother, Daphne. Okay, and as we all know, Daphne has been real cozied up with academics. I'll let y'all, react to that in the comment section. But on a serious note, when it comes to Ross and his last 2 album releases, as you can see, 2021, right? That was 30K, right? He had a joint project with Meek Mill that did about 31 to 35K, right? Now, 50 Cent's last album release, come on, they said it did 135,000 copies on an independent release back in 2014. Now, look at the screen right here. What do you see? In order for an artist to make $1 million through $1 billion, they have to generate over 100 million or over 300 billion streams to make money. That means artists are literally sharing fractions of pennies. I mean, come on. This is why things changed drastically in the music game, whereas back then, artists made more money just selling physical copies. You get what I mean? So this is why, I believe artists like J. Cole, he pretty much changed the game with his latest album, The Fall Off. Remember the mixtape, leading up to the album release, you had to pretty much go to his website and pay $1 to download, all right? Not to mention, J. Cole was riding around selling albums out the trunk of his car for $1. So you do the math. Are you going to share the fraction of 0.4, right? Or are you going to take more of the split out of the dollar? So it just goes to show, not to mention vinyl has surpassed 1 billion in sales. So listen, it goes to show artists, they stand to make more when, selling physical copies directly to their followers, right? To their fans, and cutting out the middleman, which is streaming, because as you can see, the streaming platforms make all of the money. Now, Ross, he said it leading up to it, he made his money already. But as far as the company Gamma, who he signed with, you know, it's unclear as to what the stipulations of the contract is, right? They could have the rights to this album for the next 20, 30 years and run it up. You know what I mean? With commercials, ad placements. So like I said, you know, it's a different day in the rap game. It's probably why 50 Cent didn't release that album, because again, the only way an artist is going to make the most, you get what I mean, out of his own work is by doing physical sales at this point directly to your fans. You know, all of this clowning, you know, artists for their first week numbers, knowing that things are different now with the streaming era. At some point, artists have to come together and take a stand and say, you know what? No more streaming. All right. We're going to put up our own paywall, directly promote and sell our product, right? Whether it be $1, okay, $2, $3, $5, either way, artists make more money than having to share fractions of pennies. And let's be clear, they get ready to take the penny off the market. So come on, man. Artist has to make a living, and right now the streaming platform, the owners of these streaming platforms, they make the most money when these big artists release these projects. But when the numbers come out like this, artists, they take the risk because now they can't ask for the money that they were, you know, accustomed to asking. Today, Ross is getting however, you know, he got for this album, but because of this performance, who's to say he gonna be able to ask for a bigger number? Right now, they might undercut him and say, yo, your last album did 2K on the first day, so this is all we got to offer you. You know what I mean? So at some point, the artist, the creative, they have to take the power back. But enough of my yapping. Y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on 50 Cent and his reaction to the reports of Rick Ross selling 2,000 copies of his latest album, Set in Stone, on its first day of release? Okay, like I said, do you agree when I say artists have to take the power back into their hands, right, by creating their own paywall and, you know, selling their project for $1? Because again, you make more money on your ROI than splitting, you know, fractions of a pennies, excuse me. And also, what are your thoughts on 50 Cent? If he was to drop an album today, do you think he could do better than Ross or some of these artists that we've seen, right? Some of the legends. I'm not going to say any names, but just goes to show things are different, y'all. But let me know your thoughts on everything down in the comment section below. With that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace.